Theorems of Satanic Magick. 1. Going within. The magician fulfills his or her own will and is not afraid of interference from another, for the magician is in his or her proper place, i.e., consciousness. 2. The magician should live the inner life of magic, that is, its inner world. To explore this inner world, which is the magical self, is to live the magical life. 3. The magical life represents living to the utmost. 4. Living, that is, thinking magically, one may see one's thoughts in time manifest in some way, in some dimension, in some mental state. 5. At any given moment, the magician is as he or she is. 6. The magician's prevailing psychology may or may not determine the nature of his or her inner journey. All mental and physical conditions should, at any rate, be recorded in order to determine or estimate their relevance. 7. At the end of his or her inner journey, the magician becomes intimate with the magical self, which is like unto the universe, and the magician has discovered he or she is changed by this experience, even though he or she may be initially unaware of this. 8. But that which the magician discovers about the universe or magical self has, in the course of discovering it, been created. Thus, created, the magician should be happy with his or her creation. 9. Everything that the magician creates is himself or herself, and he or she is most perfectly fitted for every experience. 10. The magician being essentially one with the universe or the magical self he or she has created and discovered, cannot deny that any experience is not of him or herself. 11. The magician is his or her own receptacle, and he or she sets the perfect conditions for discovery. All that flows in the universe flows towards the magician. He or she is utterly confident of him, herself. 12. There is an inexhaustible supply of knowledge about the universe or the magical self, of which the magician may betimes become aware. 13. Everything that the magician creates is one with his or her being, and can be accepted or rejected as the magician wills. He or she is always in control of that which he or she has created. In short, he or she is at all times in control of his or her own mind. 14. The magician is capable of examining the infinite nature of the layers of the orders of existence that comprise his or her essential being. Whether or not, to what extent he chooses to do this is another issue. 15. The magician, no matter to what extent he or she fathoms the depths of his or her own being to discover his or her inner creations, overcomes his or her essential ignorance. 16. Ignorance is overcome by a clear observation of the phenomena that the inner journey reveals. These indicate the nature of the magical self and that which it is becoming. 17. That which the magician normally knows of himself or herself is not even the beginning of a journey. Although the journey's path may take many directions, only one path leads from here to eternity, and the magician may, at any point, look back and notice that a causal link exists between that which was and that which is now, and even based on self-knowledge, what is to come. 18. The universe of the magical self yields to discovery, and the magician is propelled ever onwards by his or her passion to observe him, herself, and to create more of him, herself. 19. Once the first step of the inner journey has been taken, there is no turning back. To cease all motion forwards would take more energy than the magician possesses. 20. Everyone may take this journey, but only a few may begin it, depending on external conditions. 21. Everyone has an inner journey to make, whether or not they know or will it, are able to begin it. 22. For every potential magician, there is an instant of recognition of the journey he or she must take. A curtain is raised, revealing the first phenomenon to be observed. And the first shall also be the last, for the phenomenon is none other than the appearance of self. 23. This instant must first be detected. If this is undetected, the journey is not begun. 24. If, however, such an instant is detected, the process of discovery, the inner journey, is unstoppable and eternally unfolds. The journey is becoming the magician, and the magician is becoming the journey. 25. The individual who detects the first phenomenon is a magician de facto. 26. The magician takes his or her place in his or her own universe as his or her knowledge of it expands. For him or her alone, there is an unfolding of the all that must be revealed. All magical records are to inspire others to begin the journey only. 27. Magic is a natural process by which the observer, the magician, is changed by that which he or she observes, because that which he or she has, in one sense, already been created. Only the awareness of it changes, but changes in the observer change. That which is observed because of the unity that exists between them, there is no point in deciding who or what has changed. The actual experience of phenomena, consciousness, is what counts. 28. Magic is self-observation, self-creation, and a process of self-becoming. And the musical piece of the background is called A Hot Day in the Cotton Field by Nargargole Shlod. And this is from page 368 to 372 of the Epistles of Lord Satan, an expression of theistic Satanism. And it says that it was based and inspired by Crowley's Theorems of Magick, Part 2, pages 132 to 138 of Magic, edited by Kenneth Grant and John Simons, 1978, London, Routledge, Keegan and Paul, starting with Theorem 28, up-sided and working backwards. So we see a magic as sort of an autodeism, closer to the Church of Satan and Thelema. I don't know if there was any actual involvement with the AA or OTO by Nargargole Shlod. He certainly has some books on the subject. And I have talked about in my seasonal that was more recent. And in this, I have included a version or commentary on these points. And perhaps I should go over that quickly right now. And so my poem for the seasonal, which employs other things from what we're going over, the Aphila, mode of goodness entities, Amnesa, passion entities, and Astroba, ignorance or darkness entities, are a causal to the devouring time for Mu, Satan, and Mecca. Matzalion, Natoalion, Isaalion, Amlalion, Almalion, Teslalion, Analion, Leatalion, and Analion. Improv or recitation. Fills us, be it just a little or an entire Bible. Take charge of communication. We will do our own will without interference on the inside. The utmost manifestation by our magical identity is externalized. The mental and physical conditions are observed, but we connect the causal, and that's what will be discovered. We affirm ourselves and are the vehicles of the unlimited. We accept or reject at will and are culpable. Towards truly becoming accomplished, we will transcend the normal. Mentally, sensually, and emotionally, in a life beyond return towards eternity, we are of what is open to all, but limited to those who will undertake the mysteries. Recognition works the signs as mysteries. As they are veiled, we are becoming what we hailed. Our kingdom has expanded with what we were a part of. The actual change has always counted. We are, we believe, we have given over our souls and the practical. The celestial skies have flowed into the mountain caves. Our magical selves gain supremacy. The fire beings and the clay beings run parallel. Like a deeper intoxication, open the astral doors till after the taking of our souls. Things were too wide to kind of zoom in there, so I'm not entirely confident that I read the lines right, but you can look back at the seasonal to get that. But that's sort of a, I did use cosmology from the book, and I connected it to a wider theme of the seasonal.